everyone, it's Laura, and I hope you're all doing well. Today I want to talk a little bit about transitioning from coffee to tea consumption because I know as a society we overconsume coffee and caffeine so much. For a lot of us, we can't even wake up in the morning fully until we have a cup of coffee in our hand. And caffeine really does have side effects in regards to our overall health. When we overconsume it and consume too much caffeine, which is over 300 milligrams a day, and you have to remember that that's for the average person. For a lot of us, we're a lot more sensitive to caffeine than that. But 300 milligrams is about 3 8-ounce cups. So when we overconsume that, then what happens is it can increase our anxiety, it can actually increase our stress, it can increase our heart rate, our blood pressure, and as a result, increase our risk for heart disease. It can also cause sleep problems. So if you're someone who has a hard time getting to sleep or has a hard time fully waking up or can't stay asleep, then evaluate your caffeine consumption, which for a lot of people translates to coffee consumption, because that's typically where we get the majority of our caffeine is from coffee. So today I want to talk a little bit about how to decrease your coffee consumption but still have that warm feeling in your mouth first thing in the morning, or making sure that you still have that warm beverage hitting your stomach in the morning. Because for me, that was a lot of my coffee consumption, which I'll still have coffee every now and again, but I don't drink it like I used to by any means. So for me, I know a lot of it was waking up and feeling that hot beverage hit my stomach first thing in the morning. So like I said, I want to talk a little bit about getting away from the coffee and transitioning more to tea. So if you're someone who's interested, if you're someone who's been wanting to decrease your caffeine consumption or even increase your tea consumption, then keep watching. So my first suggestion is to pick your tea. And for a lot of people transitioning from coffee, they naturally gravitate towards your black teas, which have caffeine. And you have to remember, if you're someone who is coming from coffee to tea, then maybe transitioning to your Earl Greys or any other black teas that you may like can be beneficial, just because you're getting away from the coffee and making the positive step towards tea. However, black teas can have just as much caffeine as coffee. And so making sure that you don't just leave your tea bag sitting in your tea all day, and making sure that you don't start over consuming on black coffee as well, because that kind of defeats the purpose. But say you consume 3 cups of coffee a day, then maybe having your first cup be black tea, and then your second and third cup being something a little bit milder, whether it's a green tea, which has a lot less caffeine, or even an herbal tea, which is caffeine free altogether. But what I recommend is, if you're someone who hasn't drank a lot of tea in the past, just to go to your local grocer and just be in the tea aisle for 5 to 10 minutes or longer, just choosing which teas sound good and which teas you'd like to try. Because I can tell you what I like, but in the end, you have to like it. If it's a change that you're going to stick to, then it's got to be something that you love. So if you're someone who really likes caramel, then go to the tea aisle. They have caramel flavored teas, they have chocolate flavored teas, they have fruity teas, they have, what other kinds do they have? They have your milder teas that are a lot blander, not in a bad way, just like, sorry, I like bug in my just like milder teas that don't have as much flavor, which some people like. But just go scope the aisles and see what you like. Tip number 2 is to pick your brewing method. So for some people, God, these bugs are everywhere. For some people, they like doing the tea bags. For some people, they just like putting some water in the microwave and then pouring it over the tea bag. For some people, they like to have a tea kettle that boils the water on the stove. For some people, they like to have a teapot that has the mesh to where you can put the loose leaf in there. Just pick your brewing method. If you're someone who doesn't have all that, then don't do it right away. Just go and get some tea bags and boil some water and start that way. That's the easiest way. And last but not least, I wanted to talk about adding sweeteners to your tea. So for some people, they like to add some type of sweetener, whether it's honey, agave nectar. Other people like to add some type of creamier, like milk or cream. For me, I like them plain. On occasion, I'll add a little bit of honey. But I really like to appreciate the flavors of the flower, the plant, the herbs, whatever's going into the tea, because a lot of times we become so addicted to things being sweet that when it's not, we don't like it, and our taste buds become so accustomed to sweet flavored items. So I challenge you, if you're someone who adds sweetener to your tea, then try decreasing the amount or eliminating it altogether, because you will start to appreciate the natural flavors of the tea, and in the end you'll enjoy it more, because the different teas will have a much more drastic flavor than they do if you add a lot of sweetener. So I hope these tips helped you out. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask me. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're interested in being notified when I put up new videos. Also, check out my website. I'm available for meal planning, one-on-one counseling, whatever suits your fancy. And I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.